Good morning, good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. This is Shari Rossino. I'm joined by Karen Henderson. We will formally introduce ourselves in a moment, but we'd like to welcome you to our EdTech webinar as we are bridging the gap with innovations in e-learning for individuals with barriers to employment between our two wonderful organizations, Cengage Learning and EHired Education. Again, my name is Shari Rossino. I'm the National Director of Business Development with EHired, and I'd like to introduce to you Karen Henderson. Karen?
Good morning. Thank you, Shari. As Shari shared, I'm the Senior Workforce Development Manager at Ed2Go, and Workforce Services has long been a passion of mine, how we can take students, work with students, and upskill their employment, ultimately at the end of the day, upskilling their quality of life. So we take workforce pretty seriously here at Ed2Go, and I'm excited to share with you the partnership that we have with EHired.
Excellent. And so while we're doing this webinar, and the beauty that we see behind this collaboration is exactly this, as you see here on this slide. We are bringing e-learning, meaning online coursework, to the workforce, but we're doing it with a very personal touch. And the practices and the mission and the daily habits that our two organizations encompass really mesh well together. Combining the benefits of online learning through Cengage Ed2Go, along with the personal touches and the job search and externship capabilities through EHired, we feel like is an absolute home run. So what does this mean? Through Cengage Group Ed2Go, we have in-demand courses, including soft skills development through something called their Workforce Development Kits. Karen will share with you about that. Satisfactory academic progress. That is monitored through academics, through time tracking, all in a printable, reportable format, delivered to you as frequently as you would like, accessible as frequently as you like for your clients. Between the two organizations, we have counselors and folks on the ready to provide wraparound retention services to ensure the success of your clients from start to finish and to employment. So we're really excited about how our approach is very personal, very hands-on, and is included with all of the online coursework. We are prepared and happy to provide externship support and oversight for on-the-job training for your clients as well. Again, this is all in conjunction with online learning, so we don't have to drive to a class every day or take a bus every day. It's all done from the comfort of one's home. EHired will be providing job placement services, including resume building, professional development, whatever it is that respective client needs in order to continue on to meeting their professional goals. And then, of course, there's going to be regular week holder reporting, any kind of reports that are needed to show effective progress on behalf of the students or your clients. So with that said, I'm going to hand it over to Karen. She's going to share with you all things Ed2Go and their online courses, and I'm going to then come back and share with you. Let me see. I'm going to come back and share with you all things EHired. So Karen, I will hand it over to you.
Terrific. I'll do my best, Shari. So as Shari shared, Ed2Go partners with EHired to deliver course content for industry recognized credentialed courses, advanced career courses, advanced career training. And so ultimately how we work with our partners is we develop content, we're content creators, and EHired delivers that content to you. They support you, as Shari shared, with your progress noting, things. We also do have workforce partners in the community. We work with WIOA services. We work with My Career Advancement account, Army Credentialing Assistance account, vocational rehab. So third-party funding is a big piece of the work that we do. Obviously, with our purpose, it's really to empower individuals. As we know, nothing can replace education. And we understand that barriers to education are immense. I live in a very rural area where we don't have access oftentimes to transportation or childcare or those types of barriers that would prohibit a student from being able to excel in their career. We want to enrich the lives of students. So not only do we have advanced career trainings, we also have what is called fundamental trainings. Those are more of a professional development type courses that upskill you internally, are always, that lifelong learning. And culturally, we believe that personal and professional growth is something that all of us want to achieve, regardless of where we are in our educational journey. So we've been around for a very long time in education for over 20 years. It started out certainly as a textbook company. We still do textbooks. Cengage is a well-known name within the textbook industry. We offer 750 online courses. We have, so of that is about 400 advanced career trainings, and then also probably another 1,000 fundamental type courses. Everything is 100% online, so it's asynchronous. So if I'm working during the day, and that means that I have from 8 o'clock at night to be able to have that time to study, then I can do that with no barrier to time frame. Work at my own pace. Not everybody, we all know every week can be a little different for us. So it is at your own pace. Everything is included. So those of you who might work in a workforce industry, there's no additional cost for textbooks, no additional cost for a lab kit, no additional cost for any textbook material. So when you talk about doing like your vouchers and that kind of thing for payment, everything is included. There's not additional cost for those things. And again, we do have a lot of programs that can be built upon one another, like in IT is a good example, starting out with your CompTIA A+, then working into Security Plus and Network Plus. So a lot of our courses can be built onto in that way. The way this partnership works is that, as I shared with you, we create content. So you might see some very familiar names here. These are all of our partners. We also work with businesses, helping them to upskill their own employees as an employee benefit. And then American Job Centers. So we work with a lot of career centers. We have tons of our courses on the WIOA ATPL eligible training provider list across the country. Because again, we're looking to serve those students who are looking to upskill or improve their employment. So these are just a handful of our partners. And Sherry, if anyone has any questions, feel free to jump in at any time. I'm fine with that too. Advanced career trainings, as I shared with you, these are even just some of the credentialing bodies we work with, because these courses are designed so that after you take this course, you are prepared to sit for your exam. There's a voucher included most of the time, and this allows you to sit for that exam. So they're anywhere from a 6-month duration to an 18-month duration. Extensions can be granted. We all know life happens, and extensions can be granted in some situations. We do all we can to keep students on course. Then we have these fundamental courses that are basic skills and professional development, typically anywhere from 6 weeks to 3 months. They can be self-paced, where you get all the content up front, or they can be instructor-led courses where you complete every 2 weeks, you complete, and then when you complete, you get the next module of information. These fundamental courses, there are discussion boards to facilitate interaction, a lot of focus on the soft skills, and the categories are pretty endless. I'll jump into kind of show you some of that catalog too as we walk through. But again, really that instructor-led, ideally, if we're working, I think this is typically makes the most sense, only for the way that if anything does happen, and you need to extend for any reason, you can do so. With the self-paced courses, you get all that information up front, and you're committed at that point to completing on that schedule. The advanced career training, you'll see these are very recognizable: Pharmacy Technician Board, CompTIA, National Healthcare Association. We've invested a lot of time and effort into developing our allied health courses. So they are top rated amongst our organization and other online organizations as well. How that works with your advanced career trainings is there also is some additional supports. So you have access to what's called the Virtual Career Center, where you have some tutorials on doing your resume, tutorials on interviewing skills, those kinds of things. Those are included in the cost of the advanced career training. And again, the motivation, as Sherry spoke to, is if you are a case manager or working with a vocational rehab student and you say, I need to know, like, how is Karen progressing in the last month? You have access to that information. You can say, well, she's completed 6 exams and these are the grades on the exams, so it keeps you in the loop of the progress that the student is making. These are some of our top courses that are aligned with labor market information. So we do find allied health. I work in the East, so I serve all the way from Maine to Florida. And these are pretty much across the board some of our top performing courses. So medical billing and coding, the medical administrative assistant, pharmacy technician, human resources professional, full stack software developer. As a caveat, we're in the midst of revamping this full stack software course to be more in line and broken down a little differently. So stay tuned there, more to come. And then project management is a very up and coming course that we have. And some you don't see listed here that are extremely popular is a freight broker. How do we get all the materials we want to buy? Well, a freight broker does that. They're coordinating our materials coming and going, that kind of thing. And then additionally, I would also say sterile processing as far as an allied health course is really up and coming. Hospitals are outsourcing a lot of that. So it's a good way to get that position within a healthcare organization if you're not one who wants to be directly working with a patient. Again, we look at, when we looked at all our courses and enrollments by course category, you'll see these are the bigger courses, the allied health and fitness courses. Business is a big chunk. IT is a big chunk. Something you might not know is that Ed2Go acquired InfoSec 2 years ago. So those intense IT boot camps, information technology boot camps that are run by Ed2Go are InfoSec developed. So that is a new partnership for us that has been just amazing. And then certainly if there's any questions, this is just meant to be thought provoking too, as to, how this might fit as a solution for folks. And before I jump right into the next thing, Shari, I'll give you an opportunity to either ask questions or which way would you like me to move forward?
I think you have teed me up perfectly to now go ahead and in conjunction with what you just said, share all things EHired, because it's the two fit so well together in conjunction with the online courses and all of the goodness that Ed2Go brings, especially in-demand courses. That's so important. And so and the way it's delivered, the support services, EHired really tags on nicely to the Ed2Go model. And I will go ahead and share included, as Karen was saying, everything that's included with the coursework in terms of the counseling and setting up of the now job search, and all the EHired services will be included as well. So if I could just go through those with you briefly, I'll first start with the candidate employment profile. Always by industry. These things are, EHired has a capacity to providing candidate employment profile, which exactly this, it's just a profile. A job seeker can add their professional image here if they would like, but it just gives a brief kind of idea of what their program is about and the relatable skills to that program. And why this is nice, this is published to the ehired.edu website, so employers can go search out candidates for positions they are seeking to fill. They can contact those respective job seekers online. And as you can see here, contact me. The resume is attached here as well. I'll show you the wonderful resume builder we have in a moment. And then they can arrange for to meet and to speak about any employment opportunities. So as also any case managers in one-stops or DVR counselors, you will have access as a counselor to your job seekers EHired dashboard as well. So any activity that that job seeker has in terms of if they've modified their resume, if an employer has contacted them, if they make any updates to their profile, that all of those notifications are then sent to you, so you can kind of see what's going on with your respective client and continue to provide them the support. I think we know many of our clients and students have barriers to employment. So to have the opportunity to be able to be in the same side with them and have transparency in terms of what they're doing or not doing in their job search is crucial, especially when you're responsible for employment outcomes. It's very important to know what's going on behind the scenes. So that's the profile. Job seekers will also receive daily job leads through EHired. You will see, as you see here, this is kind of what they will see when they receive emails, all industry-based, their industry of interest, their course of interest. For example, as Karen said, if you have a clinical medical assisting student, they will receive only clinical medical assisting job leads. All these job leads, the job seeker can go in, click them. EHired will start to track what leads they are clicking in and clicking on. So as you can see here, this is a quick daily job leads report. You could see all the leads that job seeker has received by date, range, what company, what city and state here. And then you could see if they have viewed them, you'll see a check mark noted in this column. And we also track clicking activity. So if they're clicking on those leads and, for example, clicking on the apply button, wow, then you know that too. So somebody with, a report full of, of clicks here, they're doing well, right? They're applying, they're active, and they're engaged in their job search. You, as their counselor, have access to this information. You can just log in anytime and see the level of engagement that job seeker is having. We also have a feature where EHired can assign a .edu email through ehired.edu. And what that does is gives the job seeker the capability of forwarding any job applications that they have applied for. For example, this is through Indeed. Joe Smith has, say, applied for whatever job through Indeed. We can use this ehired.edu email in conjunction with, for example, the Indeed website, and any job applications that person fills out are then also those verifications. Congratulations, you've applied for this job today, Joe Smith, good job. They will all be forwarded not only to their personal email, but also to the ehired.edu email. We will track all of those and keep all of those job application verifications for that respective job seeker. This is exactly what it would look like. So it should be in compliance, or if you do have a stakeholder who requires certain information on these job application verifications, we're more than happy to adjust that for you. But it's a copy of that application verification for purposes of whatever your compliance needs are, to show X amount of job applications per day, per week. All of that can all be accessed inside the EHired dashboard. In addition to being able to access them individually, we can also generate a weekly report. That report can be generated and sent to case managers, counselors, also sent to the job seekers as well, and any other stakeholders that would require this information. So it's all done in a PDF, one giant PDF. So if we have 20 job applications that week, we'll have one long PDF that shows proof of that those applications were indeed completed. So again, we have total transparency here. To get there, we have to have a resume, right? So EHired has what I like to call a point and click technology resume builder. It takes everything that was on that profile card that I showed you earlier, drops on that information on the respective resume. And so as soon as your job seeker opens up their EHired account, They can start to receive job leads. They're going to have that profile. They're also going to have this much of their resume already completed because whatever information, their contact information, their program information has already been entered into the system. From here, all we have to do with the job seeker is build out their work history. So we do that quite easily in conjunction with ONET. So we have all the detailed work activities associated with that person's area of where they've worked in the past. For example, this is a Home Depot cashier. We go right to the detailed work activities pulled from ONET, and we can create the work history. And it's all essentially no typing, all pointing and clicking and resume building at its best. This is all done in conjunction with EHired staff. So we will help provide these services, oversee these services, including any externship opportunities and tracking, as well as the job search. So you can see clearly in conjunction with everything Karen shared, I think we have a winning combination of providing full support, academic services, full support in completing those academic services, all the way to the goal, which is employment, and then everything else in between. So we are happy to get you started. Here's my contact information. Again, my name is Shari Rossino. That is my cell phone number as well as my email. I'm more than happy to provide a more in-depth, this is very high level kind of information we gave you today. I'm more than happy to show you EHired live, show you kind of how everything works and how we pull all the pieces together in conjunction with your needs for your clients. So I would like to thank you. Karen, do you have anything else to add?
Good. I think we've covered, like I said, it's a high level. There's just, you know, when I think about all of the tools, you know, you really get my mind working, you know, and the fundamentals courses we have that explore a career, you know, how many of our students do we see who don't know their direction yet? So having access to that is just, I think, an irreplaceable tool. So more to come, more to come.
Yeah. Yep. Okay, folks. Well, thank you for your time. And please, we're more than happy to answer any questions at any time. Thanks again.